but also what that looks like when we talk innovation, when we talk gifting, when we talk investment. Very exciting conversation we're about to have with a South African techpreneur. Her name is Sibongile Maputla. She is reshaping, if we can use that word, reshaping the way families are going to start thinking about gifts and money with the launch of a beautiful platform that she calls Squirrel Away. This is the country's first investment gifting app. So instead of gifting the normal toys, the vouchers, the normal stuff that we usually do as parents. And sometimes we're a little bit lazy. We buy an outfit, a T-shirt, the simple stuff, which is all fine, good and well. But you really can raise the bar in terms of how you gift your child, and you can give them a financial gift instead, which really is also about securing their future, starting them off on a small investment and then building up from there. So Sibongile is going to be joining us on the line. I believe she's already on the line with us as we talk about starting your child's future by really gifting them through investment. Sibongile, a pleasure to meet you. Welcome to Channel Africa.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you? Thank you so much for having me.
You are welcome. I love the passion in your voice. Let's talk about just the idea. I think conceptually very, very strong. But as a mother, what specific challenges did you see when it comes to families and gifting children, but also wanting to make the child happy, but also thinking about their future?
Okay. Yeah, I think, Squirrel Away is really, it came about from being a parent myself. A parent to two kids, 10-year-old and now 5 years. So I've been around a little bit on this thing, and I've experienced quite a number of lots of milestones and birthdays. And really, to be honest, it's the amount of toys that we receive and the amount of, things that are just used for a day or two. They're either broken or, my son likes to open up and see what's inside, and the interest is gone. And not forgetting the clutter that comes with it as well. You've got a room full of toys that are never, ever, ever used. So that's essentially where this, innovation came about, when I was like, surely there must be a better way of gifting. We can use, these proceeds in a very responsible way. I think that's really where it came from, me being a parent. And I think also as well, being, in the financial services, I think it just fell into, it just connected. It just felt right to do it, So yeah, that's really where it comes from. It comes from me as a parent being frustrated by the clutter, being frustrated by the amount of toys and the amount of, gifting that we get. That's all short-term based, short-lived. So I thought, let's create something that can have long-term value for the future, for our future generations.
It's 20 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. We're currently in conversation with the founder of Squirrel Away, an investment gifting app for families. Her name is Sibongile Maputla. We'll continue the conversation right after this.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Whatever you want to hear about today's talk, you can get it on the upside.
Well, what if instead of another toy or voucher, your child received a piece of their financial future as a gift? Well, that is now a reality with Squirrel Away, the very first investment gifting app for families. And we are joined on the line by the founder, Sibongile Maputla. Sibongile, let's talk about how the app actually works. Many parents are now excited, family members are excited. Okay, I can actually invest in my child, godson, niece's future. But how does the app actually work? Does this money accumulate, gain interest over time? How does it work?
Yes. So it's simple. We've just recently launched, so we're on our phase 1 of launching. So any money that's deposited into the Squirrel Away account, it gets saved and it receives 6%. So Tebogo, let's say you want to send 10 rands to me. You can send that 10 rands to me, and that 10 rand will earn 6% as well. I am an authorized financial services provider, so that's why I'm able to, because of the type of account that I can open as an authorized FSP. So your 100 rands that you deposit will earn 6% per annum as well. So yes, it does accumulate. You will be earning interest on a month-to-month basis. You'll receive statements showing what what interest you've earned. That's our phase 1, which is actually live right now. So if you go to the app, into App Store, Google App Store or iOS, you can download and start playing around with the app. And then our phase 2, which is coming later in the year, that's when we'll be integrating our investment offering. With the investment offering, then we'll be offering ETFs, which is your exchange-traded funds. We'll have unit trusts there as well. So then it gets to a point where if you want to gift my daughter, there's happy birthday, here's 200 rand. It gets auto-invested. So the guardian would have pre-populated, if I receive gifts, this must go into this particular portfolio. Could be, an ETF like a JSE Top 40 as an example. Then when that money comes in, then it gets auto-invested. So there's no middleman involved. It's really straightforward. You don't have to go to banks and deposit the cash, or you don't have to change. So we've tried to build something that's really simple. You don't need to be a finance expert to really use our app.
Man, this excites me on so many levels because I'm thinking particularly around Generation Alpha. So the children born between the year 2010 and 2025 are really going to benefit from this. My firstborn is definitely a Generation Alpha, and she's like in the earlier years of this particular cohort. She was born in 2014. And I'm just thinking, I'm thinking the conversation then it shifts the conversation in our home then about gifting, and instead of talking about toys and dresses and shoes and that sort of thing, we can now talk about investment, and then that conversation is going to shift between mum and daughter and dad to daughter and friends, and then they're going to start having this conversation. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about how this app is actually going to start not only shifting the parents and how they look at gifting, but also shift conversation and mindsets that is going to move through this generation as well, and how they think.
No, absolutely. I mean, let me just start by I'll give a bit more insights into the vision and, what I'm thinking. But just to give you as an example, while I was still doing my research, trying to, am I really going to invest in doing this app? Am I really going to go for it? So what happened is my son, born in 2014 as well, when he was 8, very academic, likes his sciences, and into Elon Musk at the time, before Elon Musk went politician. But anyway, conversation for another day. So he was really obsessed about Elon Musk, and also he was an alumni from the school that is at, primary school that is at. So he was really into space and building rockets and all of that. And then for his birthday, I decided, you know what, let me just actually get him one share, because it was $110. Let me just get him one share of Tesla, because he was also obsessed about Tesla and the electric cars and. So I got him one share of Tesla. And on his birthday, actually gave him, I created a share certificate, gave it to him. Hey, listen, here's one share of certificate for Tesla. You own one share of Tesla. And then he started asking, what does it mean? I also said, no, you're a shareholder. It means you're part of the company. You own a piece of Tesla. Then I started explaining, what it means. And then fast forward to 3 years later, the share was like over almost $300 at the last time I checked. It was over $300. And then he's like, how did it just grow without me doing anything? So can you see now the conversation is changing? Now he's not trying to ask questions now. How did it get to $300 per share, that share? Now you start explaining to them what is a share and how does it grow, what it means for a share price to grow, etc. So the conversation starts shifting now, right? And also those financial habits are really formed while the kids are young. And by talking about this share of Tesla, it has completely changed how we view investments, even though he doesn't really fathom exactly or, gets the sense of what it really, really, really means. But I mean, him seeing that it's tripled over a 2-year period was just like mind-boggling and the start of bigger things. So I think that's what we're trying to achieve at Squirrel Away. That was more at a micro level. We're trying to really, really shift the culture. I think for too long, families, particularly black families, have really been excluded from conversations around wealth. And not because we lack ambition or because it's because we don't have the tools. They haven't really been made available to us. I mean, as an example, if you look at what type of products are pushed in our communities, it's always consumption driven. It's never about how do we create wealth. And with this app, that's what we want to change that narrative, invite new conversations at dinners, child achieved a milestone, put that 100 rand, opportunities to build legacies and just, saying to the next generation, we are not just spending money, but we are planting it. I think at the end of the day, my job would be done and I would have achieved my vision if we can normalize that mindset that we start breaking cycles and build a culture of creating wealth that is shared amongst all of us.
And Sibongile, just one final question before we let you go, and very quickly, are we able to deposit more than once onto the account? Because a child's birthday only is once a year. So I don't want parents and families thinking, hey, it's only going to happen on their birthday. Are we able to multiply or on occasion deposit into those accounts?
Absolutely. Like I said, for me, the focus, because, investments and wealth is a long-term, that's why my focus was on kids. But for instance, I can save for myself. I can save, anybody can gift, even they can gift you, Tebogo, as an example. Not even gift, you can even contribute for your own contribution as well. So anytime you want to deposit, the app is open 24/7. You deposit. We've built an app where it's automated and. So any time you want to deposit money, you can contribute. You can decide to do it monthly. You can decide it as an ad hoc. So it's really that flexible and really that simple. And it makes it, that's what I'm saying, it's access and making it easy for people to just, throw in that 100 rands there. And the funny thing is, because I've been testing this around, my networks as well. It's like now kids, it's like they get, one of my son's friends got over 90% in his maths. And he goes to their mom. My mom gave me their mom gave me the feedback that, oh, instead of buying me Beyblades, can you just put money into my Squirrel account? And I was like, okay, the progress is being made.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I love that. Sibongile, thank you so much for your time. And you can get this app on your Android or iOS device. Just search Squirrel Away. I already see there it's got a whole 5-star rating, which I love. Sibongile, thank you so much for your time this afternoon and for helping our children invest in the future. Not just the parents, but the kids as well being a part of this. And I love these conversations.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity.
The founder of Squirrel Away, investment gifting app for families. Throw away the toys, invest in your child's future through this app. It's called Squirrel Away. And for the very last time this afternoon, on the upside, Musibudi Makura is standing by with sports.
Sports.